Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've got Darren Woolley here with the MLM Superheroes, and we are live right now on an international call, on an international broadcast, broadcasting to all four corners of the world. Guys, what I want to really share with you tonight is the importance of really owning your personal power and owning your leadership, okay? And one of the things that I learned from my millionaire mentor going through my evolution into, becoming a millionaire and then helping other people to become millionaires along my own career path was this. My millionaire mentor said to me, Darren, never fall in love with your deal. Okay? And those words, guys, I'm telling you quite honestly, they really saved my ass a lot of times in business. Okay? Because what happens with a lot of people is that they're promoting something. They're not the front person, right? The bulletproof person, okay, that's recommending things. Now if something was to ever happen, they can recommend something else. They're not tarnished in any way, right? Because their path, their vision, their mission hasn't changed. It's still the same, right? So one of the things that I'm going to share with you, and this is why I put so much importance on leadership, right? On personal development, on providing value to the marketplace. What makes you unique and different? Because there's only one you, okay? But there's tons of things out here. There's autoresponders and there's software systems and this Facebook thing that will help you delete friends, and there's lead generation system and My Lead System Pro and these other lead generation tools and the Empower Network blog. There's all this stuff over here, right, that you can recommend as things that you recommend, tools that you recommend for somebody to be successful in business. But the real product, guys, is you. You are the product. And the more that you understand this, that the product is you, okay? And this is the difference between people that make real big money, okay, that become the attractor factor, that have mass influence, that they can go into a city and they can pack 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people. What's different between that person and Joe Distributor guy, right? That's doop, 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 right? He's representing a company. Okay, so the company is the thing, and he's just the little messenger guy, right? The guys that make the big money, they're the brand, they're the product, they're what people are coming to see. And it wouldn't matter what company that they're in. People would still come to see them. Big difference, guys. Huge, huge difference. Okay, in the level of income that you will start to be able to make once you start to understand this. Now, it doesn't matter where a person is at when they get started. So somebody says, well, Darren, what do I do? Right? I don't know how to be a leader. Okay, well, you've got to make it a goal that's where you're going to make big money, right? So you've got to say to yourself, okay, what are things that I can do to become a leader? Well, here's what they are. If today was your very first day, you could learn something. Doesn't matter what it is. Learn some strategy. Step one, watch a video, learn a strategy. Okay. Step two, share what you just learned. Okay. So you're going to say, hey, I just learned this, and you're going to now talk about what you just learned, right? Now you're going to implement that strategy, right? Collect a little bit of data, right? Doesn't have to be massive, right? You could say that you just learned the strategy, and in 3 days, this is what the results were, right? In the course of your first week, you had X amount of people, you generated X amount of leads, you had X amount of conversions, and X amount of upgrades, right? That's called data. That's called data, right? And the data, guys, just so you know, is what will make you rich as a leader. Okay, so when I first started, as an example, I talk a lot about being what I call a naked soul. A naked soul. What is a naked soul? A naked soul is when you basically, you don't have an agenda, right? You're going to take people right behind the scenes with you, right? And be completely vulnerable, right? And you don't even know if it's going to work or not, right? So what I did, this is how I roll out pretty much every campaign, guys, just so that you know, okay? Every campaign that I've ever rolled out that's ever been a huge success, this has been my strategy, okay? I put out a post and I say, hey guys, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, I've never even done this before. I'm taking a complete gamble here, okay? But I want to see if this is possible to roll out a company just with paid traffic without doing a single three-way phone call, without doing any Facebook chat, without doing any conference calls, any home parties, or contacting my friends and family to see if I can make a full-time income. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out this underground marketing campaign, and I'm going to take you right behind the scenes, and I'm going to show you all my real data. Now, what do you think people are thinking when they read this? Oh my God, that would be amazing if I could see all that real data. If I could see that in real time and see how the whole campaign rolls out, that would be amazing, right? So if anybody who here is interested in being kept abreast as to how this campaign rolls out, right? If you're interested in following the campaign, below this message, type the words I am, right? So now I get interaction with my audience, right? So all of a sudden it's like I am. Those are literally like pre-enrollments into my deal, whatever it is that I'm doing, right? Because if I've got data now that I can take to those people, I got an excuse to reach out to touch base to say a quick hello for them, and they asked me for the data. They asked me, they said, I am, right? I'm interested. That means they're an entrepreneur. That means they're probably in the industry, and that means that they want to make money, right? So what I'm doing is by being completely vulnerable, right? I'm actually the right type of people that I want to work with, right? It's not based upon smoke and mirrors. It's not based upon any hype, right? I'm taking them right behind the scenes and showing them my actual campaign, right? So here's what I did. Now after that, I piggybacked off of the Flintstones, right? So I had a picture of Fred Flintstone, and it said, yabba dabba doo, right? You know, guys, this is the first time I've ever done this. I rolled out this paid traffic campaign, and this is the very first time ever, no joke, that I've run a campaign like this, and it's become profitable, right? Here are my actual stats. Okay, so I bought this amount of qualified buyers. I had this amount of leads that were this amount of people buy the basic package. I had this amount of people upgrade. I generated X amount of new team members, and I generated this amount of total sales. Total revenue generated, boom. Here's my costs, here's my data, here's my results, right? Now I use that as my recruiting tool, because I've been completely honest and open. I'm taking you right behind the scenes with my entire campaign, right? Now, what am I going to do now? And I tell you, okay, I tell you as a campaign follower that I'm taking all the money that I just made, and I'm reinvesting it back into the business. So now you're following the whole campaign, and I'm giving you play-by-play data all the way along, right? So what's happening is that I'm actually building a relationship with you, without you even knowing it, right? Because you're going to follow my campaign. You're following my post now. You're waiting for the next data results. And now I leverage PowerPoint, okay? Now, guys, in my email today that I sent out to you, I talked about the 3 things that you need, okay? In my opinion, they're mandatory. 3 things that you need if you want to be a 7-figure plus income earner, okay? And the first thing is PowerPoint. If you do not have PowerPoint, okay, if you do not have PowerPoint, after all the time that I have said it's a mandatory tool as a leader to learn PowerPoint, you're not getting the concept of leadership, guys. It is a mandatory tool, because how are you going to present anything to anybody without PowerPoint? Tell me. I don't know. I don't even know how it's possible to do unless you got a whiteboard and you're drawing circles and stuff. Ability. People more engaged in your story with pictures and things, right? They're more engaged in your story. It's easier to keep them captivated with PowerPoint, and it's easier to document your results. Now, all my campaigns, guys, are based upon results. Results, 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 results. Okay, the whole thing. And I don't care how tiny that first result is, you will see it like it's some, euphoria thing. Like, 175 bucks. It's in a big starburst with, that one thing that I rolled out a couple of weeks ago with my Black Ops campaign had a fighter jet. And, Black Ops, $175 in 5 minutes, roll, right? And there was a whole graphic that I created about my first little success. Was it massive? No. What was my first result with iPass? I made 80 bucks or 75 or $80, I can't remember what it was, while I was having lunch across the street at this little Japanese restaurant. I was eating beef and broccoli. Right? But it was the story, right? And I didn't talk about what company it was. I said it was my underground marketing campaign when I rolled out iPass, okay? So, but what I said to people is, if you, basically I talked about my traffic, right? And I was sitting there and, oh my God, my phone started going off like a Las Vegas slot machine. What is that? Oh, who's trying to get a hold of me? Oh my God, it's my underground marketing campaign. Well, I made 80 bucks, right? And it was the whole story. Stories sell, facts only tell. Stories sell, facts only tell. So you can put data till your cows come home. But if you don't tie it all in with a story, you'll lose the punch. Okay, you lose the punch of it. So here was the story with that thing. It was like I told the story about how I was famished and my stomach was growling, and I went across the street and I ordered the beef and broccoli, and she poured me some of this Chinese tea, and I was sipping on the Chinese tea, and my beef and broccoli came, and all of a sudden I hear my phone go off. What the heck is that? Oh, I'm too hungry. I'm going to keep on eating, right? And then how it kept on going off again and again and again. Who's trying to get a hold of me, right? So you take people into the emotion of the story. That's what gets them to buy, guys. Changing their state. Okay, I talk about this all the time on how I raise tens of millions of dollars. Okay, if you can change a person's state, you access the vault. This is really important, guys. This is critical information I'm sharing with you. You have to get good at changing people's state if you want to make a lot of money in business. Okay? So if they're like this and you can get them to go like this, that's a change of state, okay? So if you can take people on an emotional roller coaster in your copywriting, right? And they can feel your pain. They can feel your struggle that you went through. They can feel your victory. And you take them through this emotional roller coaster, boom. That's when they pull out their credit cards, just so you know, okay? So, this whole situation with the when I rolled out iPass, what I started to do, guys, is I literally put it on my proclamations. Okay, you guys hear me talk a lot about proclamations, right? About speaking your reality into existence. I started to write it on my wall, okay, because that's an energy portal. You're broadcasting it out into an energy portal. This right here is an energy portal. This right here is an energy portal. Facebook is an energy portal. Skype is an energy portal. You can transfer energy through that portal and broadcast it out to the world, right? So I started to proclaim what was going to happen in my reality, right? And then I got on 3 coaching calls a day talking about the 2 worlds that exist simultaneously. Okay, now a lot of people started to ask me, Darren, what exactly do you do to sponsor 5 or 7 people in a day? I said, well, you know what? If I told you, you probably wouldn't believe me. Well, what exactly do you do? I do 3 coaching calls a day where I share with people the difference between what is an affirmation and what is a proclamation. And I read my proclamation statements so that they can hear the difference, right? So they can hear the difference between, me saying, leaders are contacting me from all 4 corners of the world, which is an affirmation, and leaders are contacting me from all 4 corners of the world. It's a big difference, right? It's way more emotion. My whole body's involved, right? I'm at the peak state when I'm saying it, and I'm explaining to them the difference between everything you want and everything that you don't want, and how you're walking this tightrope between the 2 realities. Well, that alone, guys, the majority of the response that I would get during the day would not be me talking to people on Facebook chat. Okay, it would be me doing my coaching call, explaining the wave particle theory, quantum physics, and the difference between affirmations and proclamations. So I'm on the phone doing a coaching call, and on Facebook, people are saying, hey, Darren, send me your link. Hey, Darren, I heard you're rolling out a new deal. Hey, Darren, what's this iPass deal? How does that work? What do we got to do to participate? That's what starts happening, because your body, guys, starts to broadcast out this message, and all the infinite gateways start opening up to the reality that you actually want, okay? So number 1, the one tool that you need, that in my opinion is a mandatory, okay? If you do not have this tool, I do not see how you can possibly be a leader. Okay, and I'm not joking here, guys. So don't take this lightly. You need PowerPoint. Okay, you need to be able to do a presentation, right? So the strategy that I used was storytelling, results, graphics, right? And then once I started to pick up steam, I said, who here wants to find out how I started a business from a complete flat start, and in X amount of days generated X amount of income and X amount of monthly residual income? Hear what I'm saying, guys, okay? How did I start the campaign? The whole thing was based upon complete vulnerability. I'm going to take you behind the scenes. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to do. Guys, I don't even know if this is going to work, quite honestly. I might fall flat on my face. I don't know. You want to see the results? You want to follow the results? Right? Then in the comments below, say, I'm interested, right? So then what I did, the first little success that I got, I created a whole story around it. Right? And one of my blog posts, actually, if you go to my blog at mindmastery.tv, there's a blog post in there that has a fortune cookie and a $100 bill inside, right, as the picture, and it's like something like, you know, the one thing that, you know, the day that everything changed for me, or something like that, and it tells the story. It's got the beef and broccoli and everything else. It's got the whole story of exactly how that whole thing worked to talk about automation. Okay, so first thing, vulnerability, step one. Step two was storytelling, right? So thing that happened when I got the results, right? And I created a whole thing around it. Now, here was my little leverage tool, because remember, the whole thing was about, is it possible to build a business without doing three-way phone calls, without sitting behind my computer on Facebook chat, without doing conference calls, without doing home parties, just using paid traffic? I don't know. Let's find out. So that was my thing that I'm saying to the marketplace, right? So now as I start to roll out the campaign, I've actually take a screenshot of the back office. So what are the asset things that I can leverage off of? I can leverage off the fact that I'm a Black Card member, right? Screenshot, boom, 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 graphic. Darren Little, Black, right? That's a huge asset. I want to leverage off of all my assets, okay? So what can I leverage off of next? Okay, what about the area that, if you go under the commissions, right, you can see the little diagram where it says how much money that you've made and what's your projected residual income. So I started to use that little box, right, as an asset, right? So Black is an asset, that is an asset. What else could be an asset? Okay, what about what I've made yesterday, what I made last week, what I made last month, and what I made for the year? That little thing, that's another asset, right? What else? What about where I'm ranked? Where I'm ranked on, you know, the system, or bronze, gold, you know, silver, gold, Black Card, right? Where am I ranked in leadership, right? And what stories can I use around all of those things? So I can say things like, you know, guys, if you've ever been in the network marketing industry, you'll probably know that a lot of times it can take thousands and sometimes tens of thousands of people to make X amount of residual income. I've been in this company for 49 days or 55 days or whatever. I literally, guys, I'm not kidding you when I say this. When I'm rolling out a campaign, I track every single day, okay, of what's going on. No joke. Okay, so I'm 23 days in, I'm 24 days in, I'm 27 days in, I'm 35 days in. Here's my results. Here are my results. Results, 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 results. Okay? And there's all graphics around that. So I want to, okay, so what are all the things that I can use as assets? Black, sales, residual part, sales track, right? What else could I use? I could use circles. I can use arrows pointing. I can use the fact that 95% of business is all mindset and what you believe to be true for you, right? And I make a quote around that. So now here's what I believe. I believe that I'm going to go from 0 to 10,000 a month in 30 days. I go in complete vulnerability and I put that on my wall. Now I got to tell you guys this. That takes a lot of balls to put yourself on the line like that and be willing to surrender and trust the process and walk forward in complete blind faith. Because what if you don't pull it off? Think about it. Like, what if you put it out there and you don't pull it off? Like, boy, that's going to really look, you know, stupid, right? especially coming from somebody who teaches manifestation. Like, that would even be worse, right? That's called vulnerability. That's called being a naked soul, guys, right? That's what I really mean when I say being a naked soul. Now, if I hadn't done that, I don't believe I would have been able to do it, because it's part of the process, right? You have to surrender your pride and your ego, be completely vulnerable, right? Proclaim what it is that you want, speak it into the reality, walk forward in complete blind faith. Now watch what happens. As I'm talking about, look at this. This is what happens every time I start talking about this, guys. That's my body sending out a quantum boom to the electrons. Now, if I can keep that feeling in my body and keep on speaking it into the reality, the stars just align, you can bend the universe, and as long as you feel worthy and deserving, the stuff will start to flow into your reality, okay? So, PowerPoint, okay, numero uno. Now, after I started to document this takeoff, right, so it took me like 3 weeks to hit my first $3,000 day, right? But you can better believe that when that first $3,000 day hit, oh my God. I mean, I had like the champagne bottle going and the starburst and this thing, that thing with what? PowerPoint. PowerPoint, guys. That's what rolls out my entire campaign. PowerPoint. Making little graphics of my success and then showcasing those on social media, showcasing them on Facebook, doing a video showcasing the results that I've had, right? So PowerPoint, numero uno, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to share with you. If you do not know how to do a Google Hangout like this, okay, and you don't know how to, here's what I will share with you. This doesn't work in Chrome, and I've tried the, what they tell you to do about emailing people. As if you're a guerrilla marketer, forget about it. That whole system that they say, it just doesn't work, okay? You need to be able to do stuff fast, 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 on the ball, okay? So first of all, you've got to go to Google Chrome, not Safari, not Firefox. It has to be Google Chrome, okay? There's going to be a house that is over on the left-hand side. It's going to drop down Google Hangout. You want to go the on-air one, not the video one, the on-air one, okay? You're going to give it a name, okay? You always want to put a link, http:// to whatever, my blog, mindmastery.tv, okay? Then you want to put your name, then you want to put a phone number, then you want to put a Skype address. Now, if that's all that you had, okay, you're okay, okay? If that's all that you have, okay? Now it's going to say, do you want to go live now, or do you want to schedule it for later, right? So you said, I want to schedule it for later, and, want to do a hangout on, like tonight is Sunday night at 6 o'clock. Make sure that you understand that it deals in military time. So 6 o'clock is actually 1800 hours, right? So here's the next thing. Now, if I want to now send my team out my broadcast stuff, okay, after I register it, it's going to take me to a page, and there's going to be a little box, and it's going to say start, okay? That is not going to start your Hangout, okay? So don't be scared of the start button. It will not start your Hangout. It will just pop up this box, okay? So you have to actually hit start twice, okay? Start to get to here, and then start to broadcast, okay? So there's two sections to actually starting to record a video, to record a Google Hangout, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit start. It's going to pull up a URL at the top of the screen. I want to copy that. That's my live panel link. And then on that same page, right, that I was with the hit the start button on, there's a button that says links, okay? I want to scroll down and pull the YouTube for the overflow. Okay, so now I'm going to email my team. Now guys, if you have not looked in the back office of Empower Network, there's a button back there. Now, we were talking about this earlier, and I'm going to bring this up in a couple minutes here to talking about the proper demographic, target market. And if you're just attracting broke tire kickers, you're just going to spin your wheels and waste your time, guys, with this type of a business model. And the amount of hours that you will pour out for peanuts, really, it's just not even worth it, right? So you have to really get clear on who's your perfect business partners. Who do you want to work with? Who do you want to even attract into your business, okay? Because people say, Darren, how do you recruit so many Black Card members? I don't target broke people, right? That's the bottom line. I'm very clear on who I want to attract in my business, and I have it written out. My perfect business partners. Okay, now my perfect business partner, the combined household income is minimum $150,000 a year. Minimum. Okay, baseline, minimum. Okay, you only need 6 to 8 people that are rolling out a professional marketing campaign to be financially free forever. Okay, 6 to 8. Not 2,000, not 10,000, 6 to 8 leaders that have a budget, that are on the path of personal development, that have some leadership skills. They can do a little presentation like this. They can talk to some people. So they're typically senior level management, or they have some experience and they made $10,000 or higher in network marketing. Pretty basic, right? They typically, my market anyway, they typically have 2 kids, they have 2 cars, they own their own home, they own a vacation property, they take 2 vacations minimum per year. They've already a lot of times walked on fire with Tony Robbins. They already know who Jim Rohn is. They've read Think and Grow Rich. They already know who Dennis Waitley, Zig Ziglar, and Deepak Chopra are, right? And they have a gold, platinum, or titanium credit card. That's my target market. And I only need 6 or 8 of them. Now, if you were to say, okay, well, let me just do a little bit of checkup from the neck up here and say, okay, well, who's my target market? Okay, that's what Darren's target market is. Who's your target market, right? Who are you attracting into your business? Because if it's the broke guy that's unemployed, if it's the guy that's trying to put $47 together so he can start an iPass, guys, really? Those people are going to literally suck you down a rabbit hole. Literally. They'll waste your time. They're victims. They will spin your wheels forever. And they can't even afford the real products in order to be a professional marketer, right? Because they need a blog to come out with quality content, right? They need the inner circle mindset training. So if they're not converting from this zone to this zone, you better change the strategy. You better redefine something or get clear on your perfect business partners, right? Redefine it, recalibrate a little bit, right? And a lot of that has to do with daily mirror work, right? I love you just the way I love you, love yourself enough to forgive yourself. I love you, Darren, just the way you are, right? Accept myself unconditionally, even though part of me feels I don't deserve to be successful. 10 times daily, guys. Like push-ups. This is serious. Okay, you want to get to the next level, you're going to have to, gateway to the future is in cleaning up that past. Okay, and a lot of times that's emotional, guys. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm telling you that stuff back there, to clear it away and forgive yourself. You're going to go through a little bit of emotional stuff. Big deal, right? The stuff on the other side of that is big celebrations, right? Okay, so we've got now. We got the PowerPoint, right? So I can use PowerPoint to share my little journey that I did. What did I do from day 1 to day 30? What was my strategy, right? Then I talk a little bit about quantum physics. I talk about mastering your thoughts, words, and emotions. I can give a little bit of value in my PowerPoint and kind of lure you in, right? And then give you my whole special sauce formula of exactly how I went from 0 to, whatever it was. It was like I think, I can't remember. It was like, I think it was like less than 90 days, because the third month I made 25,000. Okay, so it was 25, 35. I know it was like about 50 grand or something like that in 90 days, plus about 5 grand a month in monthly residual income with Empower and iPass combos, right? But I showed people how I did it, and I called that automation mastery. So the little gimmick that I put on in my post was, if you have a budget, but you've got no time to run a business, right? Hit me up on private message and say, send me the info. Now check this out, guys. I want you to understand the psychology here behind this whole process, because I want to duplicate me. Okay, that's my goal. Now, if you ask me for information on something and I show you how I did it, but you're going to spend the next 1 hour listening to my voice without me participating, I've cloned myself. Think about that. So if I create something in PowerPoint, in screen, I'm just going to do a Google Hangout just with me and the screen. You know, hey there, you've got Darren Little here with the MLM Superheroes. Guys, you know, I don't know what's brought you here today. You know, you could be in between careers. You could be underpaid at your job. You know, you could be corporate downsized, cut back, pink slip, laid off. I don't know what's brought you. You might just want a little bit of extra income. But let me share with you right now how I was able to roll out a business from a complete flat start, and in X amount of days, make X amount of income and X amount of residual income. Okay, so what I'd encourage you to do is get a pen and paper right now, right? Get a coffee or a water, take some notes. I'm going to go live. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to take you right behind the scenes, and I'm going to show you exactly how I did this. Now, that's going to be a cloned copy of me, guys, that's going to do that, right? I'm going to do that on Google Hangout. Nobody's going to be on there except for me. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to present my PowerPoint presentation, and now I've got something called automation mastery, right? And that is going to sell for me. Right now, I will share with you that strategy. Put $125,000 in my jeans in 8 months. Just that little part that I'm telling you. Okay, so I was the naked soul. Told people exactly what was going down. What am I going to do? I don't even know if it's going to work, guys. I could have fallen flat on my face. I have no idea. But I trusted the process. I trusted quantum physics. I trusted the fact that you can speak your reality into existence. I trusted how this process works, right? I did 3 coaching calls a day, right, where I talked about the wave particle theory. 2 worlds exist simultaneously, speaking about what you want versus what you don't want, difference between affirmations and proclamations, right? I documented all of my results. I create stories out of my results. Right? I kept on telling people what was going to happen, and I literally spoke it into the reality. Right? I told people, if you look back at my posts, there was posts where I hit #1 on yesterday and #7 on the 1 week or whatever, 1 week and numbers, whatever. They were like this, and I said, I'm getting closer to my goal. My goal is to be #1 and #1, right? #1 in the 1 week section and #1 in the yesterday section, right? I'm closer to my goal. My goal, guys, just so you know, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be #1 and 1, right? I'm getting closer to my goal. I'm #2 and #1. I'm getting closer. I'm speaking it into the reality, and I'm documenting it with graphics, arrows, circles, boom, arrows up. I'm getting closer. Right? It's going to happen. Watch and see. Right? I'm speaking it into the reality. Right? Now I'm going to show you the whole process, how I did it on a PowerPoint presentation. So I'm going to make a clone copy of me. So when you ask me, hey, Darren, how did you do that? All I got to do is go get my link and send it to you. But guess what I'm going to do now? I'm going to have David do some branding. I'm going to give value to you here, and I'm going to have a button underneath that says work with me now. Now, in the event that you watch my value and you want to take action, you do. Autopilot, right? Now, these are strategies, guys, Now, do you have to do stuff like this? No. I'm just sharing with you what I consistently do every single time. Every single time. Every single time I roll out a campaign, I use the same thing, the same strategy. You know, it doesn't matter. You guys can have multiple income streams. You got to understand that once you understand these concepts, you can have multiple streams of income. Okay, so, you know, I've got Aweber, I've got Get Response, I've got My Lead System Pro, I've got Empower Network, I've got iPass, I've got NWC, I've got, you know, I don't know, some other software tools and whatnot. I've got now I Get Speed Recruiting. I've got, you know, the subconscious mind tapping. When you really get this, guys, that your goal is to become the product. The product is leadership, okay? That is your goal. Step into your power, step into your leader, and use the tools. What are the tools? 1, PowerPoint. The most important tool if you're going to make big money, right? PowerPoint, okay? PowerPoint's going to document your path. It's going to document your results, and it's going to show people how you did it, okay? So PowerPoint, number 1. Number 2, you've got to learn how to use a Google Hangout, guys. It's imperative. Google Hangout, the next thing, okay? Now, the third thing I'm going to share with you is that you need a free conferencing number, okay? So you can go to freeconferencing.com. Every single person across this panel should have their own conferencing number, okay? They're free, right? You don't have to pay monthly. You know, that's going to do a couple of things. Number 1, it's going to give you an opportunity to start to record yourself providing value to the market, okay? Record yourself providing value to the market, okay? Now, if you go down my wall, I did something. I made a banner in PowerPoint, guys, just so you know, about how I was going to be interviewing one of my top students, Eric Green, and how he did another rollout, and he made $8,300 his first month in residual income. And it was all talking about quantum physics and how we create our own realities. Okay, it was just a generic call. We didn't even really get into anything to do with any companies. It was really about his personal breakthrough, learning about quantum physics, and how he was actually speaking the reality that he didn't want into his reality versus the reality he wanted. Do you realize that one recording has already gotten me people that have called me, people that have Skyped me, people that have signed up in my business without me? It's created autopilot signups, and it works for me while I'm sleeping, okay? While I'm sleeping, okay? So 3 things, guys. You want to be a leader? Here they are. PowerPoint, Google Hangouts, and a free conferencing number. Now, if you just use those 3 tools, and those are the only tools that you had, right, I can tell you that you can become a 7-figure income earner, guys. You can. Because you can have you plus 9 people, and once you bridge over into, you know, doing both online and offline, that means you're online, right, leveraging the power of the internet, but you've got team members that are offline doing hotel presentations, home presentations, boardroom presentations, and you as the leader are on the big screen. Okay, so I want you guys to really understand the power of going to the 7-figure mark. Okay, I'm going to share with you that if you leverage both online and offline, okay, you could literally be presenting right now, just what I'm doing right now, to 9 different cities at the same time. 9 cities opening at the same time on one of these broadcasts. Okay, now let's say that Chad was right now, you know, in his living room, and he had his computer hooked up to a big screen TV. I'm now going to be presenting as Chad's Millionaire Mentor business partner to a group of people on a big screen TV, and on average off of my results, because I'm going to log into my back office and I'm going to show people what's possible. Now guys, once you get this, I'm telling you what, this will totally transform your whole reality. Okay, so let's say that Chad's got 4 or 5 people in his family room. Dan's got 4 or 5 people in his living room. Debbie's got half a dozen people in her boardroom at her office. Gladys has 4 or 5 people in her kitchen on a little computer sitting around a table, right? Michelle has a bunch of people in her family room, right? Michael has a bunch of people in his living room, right? And Tracy has a bunch of people in his family room. Do you realize with this little tiny group of people that I could be presenting to 40 to 50 people in one Google Hangout just like this? That's how I became the top income earner over at Explosional, guys. Right here. Real simple. Anybody can do this, but you certainly can't unless you learn how to get comfortable doing a Google Hangout, which is what we're doing right now. Okay? So what I'm going to share with you guys is this. The faster that you can get to these 3 things, the faster your life will change. The faster you can get comfortable just putting together a tiny little PowerPoint presentation. Right now, here's what I will also share with you. You all have access to David. David is a world-class designer in India that works for peanuts, guys. Literally. I mean, you can have like amazing graphics done for literally next to nothing because of that contact through David. And it's total professional. I mean, he can make stuff look like you've got your own products. Like Chad's now got his My Tweet formula. He's got a page done up with value on it. He's got him in a spacesuit. I mean, it's next level stuff, guys. You want to make big money? That's where you got to go. Look at every top income earner that's in Empower Network. Every single one of them. They're all getting their own movie crews to follow them around. Right? They get money, they start reinvesting their money back into their brand to get a bigger following, a bigger following, a bigger following, right? So Chad was the first person to actually listen to the mentorship, right? Because I keep on saying it. You'll hear me say it every time that we get together. You want to make big money? Here's the things you need. I don't know how many people actually have them, right? Like if I went across here and said, Chad, Dan, Debbie, Gladys, Michelle, Michael, Shirley, Tracy, who has PowerPoint, who has their own free conferencing number, right, and who has actually set up, broadcast a Google Hangout, right, of those 3 things? I don't know. You guys will have to answer that, because I'm not going to put you on the spot here. I'm just going to share with you, you've got to start to go through your own checkbox. Can you go, yes, check, I've got PowerPoint. I use that to showcase my results. What else? Do I have my own free conferencing number? Check, yep, I've got my own free conferencing number. And have I ever scheduled a Google Hangout and done something like this? Yep, check, I've done that too. Check, I've done those 3 things. That will be your indicator, right? So people say, Darren, how am I going to know whether or not I'm becoming a leader? Have you done those 3 things? Right? Are you using those 3 things? Are you doing something like, right now Tracy's going through a massive personal breakthrough, guys, since the Vegas event. I don't know if you guys have been watching his videos, but like, holy crap. I mean, if you look at what's happened right now since Vegas, I will tell you guys this. If you are not in Orlando, you do not get this industry because that's where the breakthroughs happen. That's where they happen, guys. They happen at the events, right? Tracy came to the event, and literally from that point on, his business started to shift. He started to step into his leader, okay? He started to commit to daily personal development videos. He started to commit to daily fitness. He started to commit to his weight loss journey and giving people value as he was on his journey. He's not even the same guy that was in the business 3 months ago. Totally transformed, guys. It starts at the events, right? That's what you got to understand. Something shifted. Something shifted. Right now he's becoming a leader, and it's phenomenal to see from somebody who's never even had a smartphone or a computer. Right? That's powerful. That can happen for you too. Right? But guess what he did? He threw his hat over the wall. He went outside his comfort zone, and he just did it. No excuses. He made a commitment. He drew a line in the sand, and he said, I'm doing this, and that's it, period. And he just went for it. Right? And if you watch the evolution, this is what's so exciting about this industry, guys. This is a personal development business model. And once you get the power of this, that your life cannot get worse by being in personal development. Right? Your life can only get better. So if I say to somebody, you know what, if you're in this industry, as long as you just never quit and you take your target and you keep on doing personal development, bam! You break through that wall and you break through and go to the next level. And people may not see you for 4 or 6 months, and then all of a sudden they do see you and they go, oh my God, like what have you been doing? Right? You're all like sunshine, you're lit up because you've gotten a lot of the emotional baggage and stuff from the past, and you literally walk in and you're glowing. You look younger, right? You're vibrant. And they're like, whatever you're doing, I want that, right? They start asking you, what are you up to? I want to do what you're doing. That's when you become the attractor factor. Okay. So, I don't know. I said something earlier that I said, okay, I'll tell you guys a bit about that later. And then I forgot what it is that I was going to share. Does anybody know what it was? If not, then we'll just wrap up because I can't remember for the life of me here. So, anybody? Okay.
Was it something that you and I were talking about, Darren, about?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was something at the very beginning.
It was target marketing. I think.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So, guys, here's the interesting thing. If you're in a situation where you're bringing people into iPass, but they're not actually converting over to what our real core products are, okay? So our products that we are marketing are the Kalatu blog, which you need mandatory as a marketer. If you do not have a central hub where you can provide value to the marketplace, you can't be a top marketer, right? You have to have the central hub, right? If you don't have the mindset to be able to, you know, break through past your first 90 days in this industry, you'll never make it. So what you'll end up with is a revolving door. Okay, people coming in iPass and quitting. They don't have enough money. They don't have enough money to run a business, period, right? So what you've got to do is, granted, you're working the iPass, but your energy force on the Empower Network products, because that's what we're marketing. If you want to become a top marketer, you need Black Card. Bottom line, right? So my mentor said to me, Darren, you know, do you want to get to the fast way or the slow way? I ask every person the same question. I go, I want to get to the fast way, right? So you want to start having $3,000 days, or would you just be just as happy having $50 or $100 days? Oh no, I definitely want to have $3,000 days. Okay. So, Darren, let me ask you a question. If you decided today that you wanted to become a dentist, would you be drilling teeth tomorrow? No. You would have to get the proper education in order so that you could make that income, right? Yes, you're absolutely right, right? If you wanted to, say, be a nurse or a doctor or a psychologist, would you be able to start taking clients tomorrow? No, you got to go get the education. And the biggest problem with our industry is people want to bypass all the education of what they need to do to become top recruiters and just have money rain from the sky. It doesn't work that way, right? Now, the minimum, guys, just so you know, the minimum, if you want to start making big money, your pinnacle point needs to be top producer formula, right? So every single person needs to have it in their mind. They need a blog, inner circle mindset, and the top producer formula. How are you going to become a top producer if you don't even know what to do to become a top producer, right? So you can kind of wing it, right, which is not going to make you a lot of money. It's going to make you what I call dinner change. So do you want dinner change, or do you want to have life-changing income? Because it's really one or the other, right? You're either going to get the education you need, or you're going to try and, you know, wing it, right? That's dinner money over here, and this is the real income, right? So Darren, let me ask you this. You know, if I was to share with you exactly what you needed to do, the same formula that 16 verified millionaires have used, would you do it and take action right away, or would you fight me every step of the way? Oh no, I'd definitely do it. Okay, now's the commanding instructions. Here's what I want you to do. Okay? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to log into your back office. I want you to go to the front page. I want you to go to the very bottom, click on the button that says Go All In if you're on Empower, or Go Black Card if you're in the Black Card, right? And when you hover your mouse over top of that button, here's what I want you to think about. Now I'm going to list back every one of that guy's goals, okay? And I'm going to say to him this: the first step to becoming financially free is to surrender your pride, surrender your ego, and use every single resource that you have to get that education that you need. That includes your parents, that includes your grandparents, that includes relatives, that includes selling stuff that you have in your house that you really don't need, right? Whether it's your bike or your computers, your electronic stuff, DVDs, CDs, whatever, clothes that don't fit, you know, old stuff in the garage, whatever, right? That's called surrendering your pride and your ego, and, you know, becoming coachable, right? And that's, I really tell people this, guys. I really tell them this. I mean, ask Michelle, when Michelle first started working for me. Michelle, you want to unmute for a sec?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I pretty congruent with what I'm saying? Did you go through all the stuff that I'm saying when you first started working with me?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Do you feel, since you went through that initial time, Michelle, even though, you know, you may have been pissed off in a way, that, you know, I was pretty blunt as to what you needed to do to turn your life around, when you started to implement the things that I said, did your life start to turn around, yes or no?
Yes, it did, and I was never pissed off at you. Just for the record.
Some people are, and I'm okay with it either way, right? It doesn't matter to me. Right?
I knew what you were telling me was truth. I knew what you were telling me was truth. So yes, and yeah, my life has changed tremendously. It keeps changing every day. It's amazing.
Fantastic. So, you know, that just gives you an idea, guys. You know, I don't just talk about this stuff. This is really what I do, right? Now, you guys can actually listen to a couple of audios. If you go to bit.ly /closing, right, 007, and then bit.ly /upselling 007, right? There's two audios there. One was when I was in Explosial, and I talk about, I think, target marketing and a bunch of other stuff. Another one was a coaching call that I that I did with Rex Harris. Now, here's what I will share with you guys. That's free conferencing. Do you know how many times that I have posted that as value to give to other people. And I don't have to redo it. The value is already there. So I can drive people, I can drive new team members to the upselling, I can drive new team members to the closing, and it doesn't require me. I don't have to go through the strategies all over. They can hear them live. That's the power of cloning. That's the power of leverage, right? So if you really understand that the ideal, wouldn't this be the ideal situation, guys? Think about this. You have so many clone copies of you that are all over the internet giving value that you can go fishing and you can still make money. Think about it. You got so many clone copies of you on the internet giving value that you can take off for a week with your kids and you can still make money. You don't have to be typing, doing your chat stuff because you have clone copies of you. Now, if you've got no clone copies, how are you going to expect that when you leave your computer that your business is going to keep on making you money? It won't. It requires you in order to make money, right? That's the whole concept here, guys, okay? Now, when you first get into this industry, you know, it might seem a little bit daunting. Well, I got to learn PowerPoint, I got to learn this, right? You want to make 7 figures? Like, if you don't want to make 7 figures, if you just want to make, you know, $500 a month or $1,000 a month, no problem. You know, just do the basics and, you know, chat with a few people here and there, no worries. But if you really want automated income that happens for you while you are sleeping, income that happens for you while you're at the movie, income that happens for you while you're traveling for 2 weeks, you gotta start to think like a leader, guys. PowerPoint, free conference call, Google Hangout. Okay, because right now, today, I've just created another clone copy of me that's giving value to the marketplace. See how that works? This is an accident, guys. This is called success by design. Once you understand the concepts, you don't have to be a millionaire to be a millionaire mentor. You just have to understand everything and how it works and why it works and be able to speak the language, right? And show some type of results and some type of progression, right? That's all you need, right? Hear what I'm saying. You do not have to be a millionaire to be a millionaire mentor. You just have to be able to speak the language, understand the concepts, and have team that's growing, have results that are going up like this, right? That's what really does it. That's what's going to get you more of a following, right? Does that make sense, guys? It's pretty basic, right, when you really think about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Absolutely.
what I want everybody to do right now, okay, and you guys are going to have to make this commitment for the 3 things, okay, because it's the only way that you're going to make big money, okay? So if you don't have them, okay, I want you to give me a date where you're going to have PowerPoint, where you're going to have free conferencing, and where you're going to schedule your first Google Hangout, okay? Now, let's start with Chad. You either have all 3 or you don't have all 3. If you don't have all 3, give me the date where you're going to have all 3.
I have all 3.
Okay, congratulations. Chad's making the most amount of money. I wonder why. Look at that. He has all 3 that leaders have. Okay, let's go over to Dan.
Hey, Darren, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I've got 2 of the 3. I have not scheduled a Google Hangout before, so I'll have to figure that out. I will get that done this week.
Okay, so give us a date. Give us an actual date.
Today is the 13th, by the 15th.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, good job. Okay, let's go over to Debbie.
Hi, Darren.
My computer crashed, so I missed the bit about the free conference number, so that's something that I don't have, but I have actually done a Google Hangout before, and I've also done PowerPoint presentations before. But I do have a Google Hangout planned for Friday.
Okay, perfect. So you want to go to, Debbie, to freeconferencing.com and get yourself a free conference call number. And what I'm going to share with you guys is this. First of all, it doesn't cost you any money, okay? So that alone is going to give you the opportunity to do interviews with people and create marketing tools out of them for free and be able to post those links. Go to bit.ly and make a shortened version because they're really long URLs. Shorten it down, right? And now you have an actual marketing tool showcasing you as a leader, right? Okay, Gladys.
Hi.
Hey, Gladys.
Hi. I already have PowerPoint, and I plan to have an hangout for the next Saturday on the 19th. Yeah.
Okay, and what about the free conference number?
I don't have it yet, but I will have it for next week.
Okay, so freeconferencing.com, awesome. You know, Gladys, congratulations. Just so proud of you. You're making such amazing breakthrough since the Vegas event, and you know, just awesome, just incredible. Just keep up the great work. Just great. Okay, Michelle. Michelle. Okay, we lost Michelle.
Sorry. Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
I don't have PowerPoint or free conferencing, and I've never done a Hangout. So,
Okay, so pick a
next
date.
Sunday?
Okay, so a week Sunday, mark that in your calendar. Don't procrastinate, leave it to the last minute. You know, get PowerPoint. You can go to free conferencing right after this presentation, register and get yourself an account, and you know, within the next couple of days is, you know, schedule yourself a Google Hangout. Okay?
Yeah, I want to work on the Hangout. That's why I need a week. Like, I want to get it good and ready. Okay? Thanks.
Okay. It's just so you know, it takes 5 minutes to put together a Google Hangout. So
okay.
don't
Thanks.
put this thing like it's a big, you know, never plan. Okay. Okay, Michael.
All right, so can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right, so I have the PowerPoint, I have free conferencing number, and I will do my Google Hangout on Saturday, I believe is it the 18th?
Okay.
I believe it's the 18th, yeah.
Fantastic, awesome, good job. Okay, Shirley.
Sorry, I was just checking the calendar real quick. Only thing I have to do is the Google Hangout, and that will be on this Thursday, which is 16th. I already forgot it. This Thursday.
Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. Okay, Tracy.
Yeah, I don't think I can get PowerPoint on Chrome, so I got to find something else. And everything else I'll have by Sunday.
Okay. I think Google has something like PowerPoint. I'm pretty sure because Tom Selly was telling me about that he uses something through Google. I don't know if it's Google Docs or Google Slideshow or something like that. I don't know. But
it's through OpenOffice. OpenOffice.org has that too, I believe, where you can get a free office as well.
Okay, we'll try that. Guys, all I want to share with you really is this. If you are not your #1 fan, blazing a trail with your vision and your dream and your passion and your purpose of where you're going in your life, then nobody else will be. You got to be your #1 fan. It's critical. right? If you're not going to promote your results, nobody else is, right? Seriously. Now, here's what I will share with you. The moment that somebody starts having results, guess who puts them up on my wall? Me, right? Chad, how many times have you been on my wall with your story?
Probably at least a dozen.
Okay.
A
So
lot.
Chad's been on my wall a dozen times. I've probably blasted him to my list half a dozen times at least, or put his name in one of the peak performers and top producers. Now, let me ask you this. If you have your brand, so your picture is being broadcast to 11,000 people on Facebook and out to 18,000 people in our market, you think that might help you get your brand out there known, guys? You think more people might see your name and recognize, oh, that's that person that Darren Little was talking about? Of course it will. Of course that's going to give you lift off, right? That's a lot of people that you get showcased to. But I need to have the little bit of, right, to take off, right? So when, as an example, when Mary Barnett announced that she had doubled her revenues in her food manufacturing business, I did a whole campaign on that, guys. I mean, I made graphics about it. I mean, it didn't even have anything to do with network marketing. Didn't even have anything to do with iPass or Empower, right? It had to do with a personal breakthrough, right, in real income. Right? It's probably about $350,000 in increased revenue in a business. She's now debt-free, right? When Sonia Davis had her first $1,500 day or her first all-in sale, guess who did a campaign around that? Me, right? When Rex Harris made $14,000 in 5 days and 60 grand in 90 days, guess who ran a campaign around that? I did. I want to showcase you guys. Seriously, right? If somebody goes all in, they throw their hat over the wall, or they bring in their first all-in sale, or they have their first $3,000 day, keep in mind, if you bring in your first all-in sale, just because the money hasn't directly gone to you, it doesn't mean you haven't had your first $3,000 day, guys. Just remember that. That means that you have made 3 grand in a day. Now the compensation had that money directed to somebody else, to your sponsor or to your upline as a pass up, but you did the work to have a $3,000 day, and you can start to use that in your marketing. It's very important. Like Chad's got a great story right now. Okay, he had, I think he said 7 or 8 $3,000 days, and he had a $9,750 week. That's pretty darn good for within an 8-month period of time, from going from $2,100 a month on a high month, 3 grand, to almost a $10,000 week. That's pretty darn significant, right? So how you promote your story is what's going to determine how you have people show up, okay? So here's an example. Now, in the event that you create some special sauce, like what Chad did, he's got his $1 million Twitter formula, right? So let's say that I want to get an audience of people together for a hangout. So I want to get an audience of people together for a broadcast. Now, during that broadcast, I'm going to give value on the front end, and I'm going to pitch my deal on the back end. Okay, hear what I'm saying, guys. I'm going to give you value on the front end, and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing on the back end. And I'm going to dangle a carrot for why you need to join my team. And if you take action, you're going to get this bonus thing for joining, okay? So I might say something like, who here wants to find out how to use Twitter, right, to add 20 to 30 leads, qualified leads a day to their business, right? This is the same formula that I used to have 8 $3,000 days and a $9,750 week. If I get 40 likes, I'm doing a live webinar where I show you exactly what I do and how I do it. Okay, now guess what magically happens? Those people that hit the like button, those are the people I'm sending my invitations to. You see how this works, guys? This isn't rocket science, right? So I've got something that's my special sauce. So what problem does my special sauce solve? Okay. Now I can tell you this: if Chad greets the people, okay, he greets the people at his event. He has a panel of people across the bottom. He basically connects with each one of them all the way across the panel to find out a little bit about where they're currently at and what do they do right now for work and what's their vision. How much money do they need to be able to leave their full-time job to pursue their passion? And he goes across one at a time. Okay, builds some rapport. Okay. Then what he does is he says, guys, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go live. I'm going to do a little bit of a PowerPoint overview to show you exactly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm not going to actually do what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to explain to you how this formula works first, and those are going to be PowerPoint slides. And then once we're done, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to answer any questions that you have. Then we're actually going to go live for the next 20 minutes, and I'm going to show you this formula in a live format. Okay? Then we're going to come back. We're going to get a chance to connect. I'm going to answer your questions again, and then we're going to talk about how you can implement this formula into your life, and I'm going to show you how to get the same results that I was able to do, so that Susan, you can leave your accounting job and go full-time, and Bob, you can leave your waiter job and go full-time pursuing your dream, and Tom, you can give up your deal as a taxi driver and live your dream. You see how this works, guys? Now Chad right now is at that point right now where he's ready to do this. He's the only guy that really takes frantic notes when he comes on these millionaire. He probably has pages of notes already, right, from today's millionaire mentoring. But that's what it takes. Seriously, guys. So I want you to understand this. So the first thing that I do is I come up with this. What's this? This is going to be my gimmick. Now my gimmick needs to solve a problem, right? And it's got to be somebody's pain. What's their pain, right? I'm going to address their pain and I'm going to solve their problem with this thing. What is it? I'm going to brand that. I'm going to hire David to make that thing look super duper cool, right? Now I'm going to go online and I'm going to go into social media and I'm going to say, who here is having this problem? Who here wants this solution, right? You know, if I get 40 likes, I'm doing a webinar on this, and this is the same formula that did this, and that's results, right? If I get 40 likes, I'm doing a webinar, right? If you want to be part of the webinar, hit the like button, or in the comments below, say, I want the $1 million tweet formula, right? So now you get people interacting, and you put it in little brackets. I want the $1 million tweet formula, or code word, tweet formula, right? So people actually put that. Okay, I'm going to show you guys this here so you can actually see this, okay? Because it'll shock you, right? When you see this right now, you'll be completely shocked. You'd be like, holy crap, Darren's like pre-enrolling people. How does he do that? Okay, so check this out. Okay, now by the way, guys, I will share this with you. This is something that I'm working on right now for our co-op, and just this, right? Now we will have these made up for each person, but just this has already generated $600 in revenue. I haven't done any traffic to it, nothing, okay? 2 people have bought this, and that's going to fund my marketing campaign. Imagine what you could get with $600 worth of traffic back to whatever it is that you're marketing, right? So this is called a funded proposal, right? A funded proposal. If you use a funded proposal properly, it can pay for your whole business. It can pay for your leads. It can pay for your auto ships, your 47, your 97, your autoresponder, all your traffic costs. This is called a funded proposal, right? Okay. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'm going to show you guys this. Okay. So this is me bringing in people to my next round that I'm going to roll out for my marketing and advertising co-op. Okay, so I started off on this path, guys, with a goal. Okay, this was my vision. I'm going to raise 20 grand. I'm going to get all the market data complete so that I know about the target market, my landing page, what's converting for value. I'm going to be able to turn that into something that people can make money off of. I want the highest retention, the highest open rates of leads, and I want to turn that into the most profitable cash flow. From there, I'm going to raise 40,000. From there, I'm going to raise 80,000, and then I'm going to take 20, 40, and 80, and I'm going to raise $1 million, and I'm going to roll out a massive campaign. Okay, so that's my vision. Okay, so this is how I start to get people interested in what I'm doing. I'm putting together a millionaire mastermind group that will consist of 20 entrepreneurs only. We will roll out, this is talking about vision. This is speaking my reality into existence. We will roll out a marketing campaign together, and you will be part of the entire market testing process. You will see how a professional marketing campaign morphs and molds to collect the market data, and then how we hone the target market until it is laser targeted on a specific demographic. From there, based upon the data we collect, we will unfold the campaign together for maximum profits. This is not a typical clicks campaign. That's where you just buy a bunch of clicks and they fire them off, and it's like most of the time you get a bunch of leads and you don't get much of anything, right? You will have the opportunity to leverage off of other marketing and advertising experts and see exactly the entire psychology of the campaign and how it unfolds based upon real market data. If this is something that interests you, hit me up on private message or post in the comments below and say, send me the info. Code word, shine bright like a diamond. This is all marketing stuff, guys. Okay, then I put here a diamond. Okay, now what is the whole campaign around Empower Network? Right, it's all about becoming a diamond. Right, so all of it's tied in a subliminal way. Now watch what happens here. Okay, here's 2 people already. Jeff Benedict that says, send me the info, shine bright like a diamond. He puts it right in his thing. Brian Golden, send me the info, shine bright like a diamond. They're interacting with the campaign, guys. Okay, this is all strategic. Okay, this is a campaign that I rolled out because I've already identified that personal development is this industry. So doesn't it make sense that if I post something like this with personal development leaders, that I'm going to get the highest quality leads that I could ever want? Okay, you can only choose one mentor's information to get to your personal breakthrough. Which one would you choose and why? T. Harv Eker, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn. Guys, do you realize right here I've got 31 people that are high level, they've got money. If I scroll down here, I can tell you every single one of these people has money. The majority of them are in network marketing. How about that? So what do we got here? Oh, look, 7-figure income earner. Oh, look, another 7-figure income earner. It attracts the right type of people. This is why I've gone with personal development in the co-op right now. This is why we're doing this, guys. Look at the amount of interaction that I got on that one post. it generated 31 interactions. I know that those are high caliber people, and the people that hit the like button, chances are they're personal development people. Oh, look at this, another top income earner over at Avima, right? If I scroll down here, oh look, another top income earner here over at not Isogenics, but Binary Deal. Anyway, it's another nutritional company. I can't think. USANA, right? Oh look, another 7-figure income earner. This isn't coincidence, guys. This is all strategic. I know this stuff. You guys, if you just trust this process, you will see amazing things that happen in your reality. Okay, now this is the thing that I was telling you about leveraging off of a free conference. Okay, wow, wow, double wow. If you missed this call where I interview one of my top students about quantum physics and how we create our own realities, you really need to drop everything you're doing right now and listen to this replay. Eric applied the strategies I teach in my Black Ops Underground marketing training and created an $8,300 monthly residual income in his first month of his company rollout. There's the link right there. Right now, this is called piggyback marketing, guys. You'll see me do it all the time. Now, I piggyback off of something that they've spent probably $100 million advertising around the world, right? And that's Call of Duty. It's a video game, right? But I wrote copy about how this particular thing, about sharing these strategies, was my Call of Duty, right? So this is called piggyback marketing. Okay, so let's go down here. Okay, so these are, okay, this is where I talk about my, a campaign and results. This is exactly how I rolled out iPass, guys. Okay, so it says my 21-day results are in, check them out. This is completely shocking. So I use the type of things that you'll see on tabloids, right? Because they obviously get the most amount of interest, right? And then I piggyback off of Sly Stallone in that particular campaign. Right? So what I'm going to share with you is if you use these strategies, you will see, you can literally, if you decided today that you're going to come up with some special gimmick and you create a launch date and you brand around it and it's going to be taking off and there's sense of urgency and fear of loss that they need to get in, right? And the value is so huge and the entry price to get into it is so little compared to the value, but you don't tell them about it. You tell them it's coming soon. 72 hours before blah, 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 right? Or 1 week before this is going to happen. Then it's the less time, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, 24 hours, 18 hours, bam, right? If you want more information on it, say, send me the info. Don't post the link to something if you want to get pre-enrollments. Okay, this was piggyback marketing. I piggybacked off of Sly Stallone, right? This was showing a campaign, a 3-week launch campaign that generated over 10 grand, right? So let's take a look at here. Okay, I'm just trying to find another thing that says send me the info. Now, this type of stuff here, guys, just so you get a lot of interaction with the right type of market, guess what it is? Personal development. This is all business, people love this stuff. 7 things to do, 5 things to do, 3 things you need to know. These will get you a considerable amount of following and shares, okay? Also asking this at the end of your post, what are your thoughts? Okay, very, very important for getting interaction. Okay, let's see if I've got another one that says send me the info. This is that post that I was telling you guys about my the defining moment that changed everything for me, right? Go to my blog at mindmastery.tv and read this blog post and you'll see what I mean about storytelling. Okay, these type of trivias will get you a huge amount of interaction. Do you drink coffee? If so, how many cups a day? Right? What's your favorite color? What's your favorite ice cream? What's the favorite place you ever went on vacation to? Ask more questions if you want to get more interaction. Okay, so if I scroll down here, okay, it's lagging for some reason. Okay, so look at this. This is like getting pre-enrollments into something. Now you can choose anything that you want. Okay, so Chad could come up with some gimmick. I'm just being creative here, guys. Or even Tracy could come up with some gimmick about, you know, this father and son thing and how Chad mentored his dad, right? And you can create something around it that is a little spoof, right? Now you take something that you've seen on television and you piggyback off of it. You piggyback off of it. Okay, so it could be a sitcom, it could be a Hollywood celebrity, you know, it could be a movie, anything that has already had a huge amount of media exposure around it, and you do a piggyback off of that, okay? So Chad and his dad could have some little spoof thing that they put together about father mentoring the son, or, you know, that you write some copy around that and create a whole story around it, right? And you know, Chad could, as an example, start off by welcoming everybody to the call, and then he could do a 10-minute interview with his father, right? And they could have a really cool kind of patter back and forth between them on how, you know, the father mentored the son when he was growing up, and now the son's mentoring the father later on in life, and it could be such an amazing spin around that, right? And it could all be around mentorship, and it could all be around the fact that, you know, you don't have to know anything as long as you're prepared to surrender your pride, surrender your ego, be coachable, and get a mentor, right? And Tracy could talk about how the fact that, you know, he never used a smartphone, he never knew how to use a computer, he just surrendered his pride and his ego, he went to his son who became his mentor, and now he's making money, okay? So now look at this. So this is the type of thing that I'm talking about, okay? So it says right here, send me the info, okay? Now, these are like getting pre-enrollments into anything, okay? In anything that you're doing. So anytime that I want to get pre-enrollments into something, if I'm selling a product, okay? If I'm selling a product, and I want to find out who's interested in buying the product. Okay, let me find another send me the info, and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, see if there's any here. Okay. Now, I told you guys as well about David. This is not me, just so you know. I did not get a photo shoot done and sit in a studio and wear these clothes. That is stock photography with my head on it. And I've told everybody, get photo shoots done of your head at different angles, and you can start to do the same thing, right? You can start to do the exact same thing, right? Okay, so look at this. Getting closer to the release of subconscious mind tapping. So stoked. This information is having dramatic impact on people all around the world to produce significant positive life change. If you want to get early notification, post yes below, and I'll make sure you get notified. These are like me getting pre-sales. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to contact Eva. I'm going to contact Jeff Holiday. I'm going to contact Nikki, Tim, Cheryl, Rachel. You know, this is like me going, okay, so that's, what do we got? 300, 600, 900, you know, 1,200, 1,500. Like, this is, guys, this is so easy once you understand how this works. So easy once you understand how this works. Okay, so Okay, look at this one. I'll be training 50 people to show them exactly how I was able to start a business from a complete flat start for less than $200. Now, could anything to do with iPass or Empower Network be something similar? You know, could Chad say that he's going to help, 20 families or 20 father and son teams duplicate what he just did? Absolutely. He can pick whatever starting price he wants, right? And create these results in 49 days. Could Chad create a little graphic in PowerPoint that shows month 1, total revenue, boom, month 2, total revenue, month 3, total revenue. Then it gets up to month 8, total revenue. He's got like 10 grand for a week, right? If you want access to be one of the 50, send me a message that says, I want to know about piggyback marketing. This is what I'm sharing with you guys tonight, right? So what do we got here? Is there any people that are pre-enrolled? Oh, look, right? So we already have people. So I'm going to contact John Pirro. I'm going to contact Tatiana Crawford. I'm going to contact Ildiko, Ron Mayberry, Joyce Young, Tim Bruner, Steve Grinda, because they've interacted. Plus, guys, I'm also going to contact these 23 people that hit the like button. These are all hot leads right here that have responded to this particular campaign, right? And I can guarantee you that there'll be 1 or 2 people that are going to join my business right here. Okay, all I got to do is reach out, touch base, and say a quick hello, right? So that's another, keep in mind, I'm leveraging off of results that I had in Explosial. This isn't even a current deal, but it shows people about breaking inertia and test marketing. So these are results from a previous company that I still use now today to recruit into any company that I want. Doesn't matter if it's, iPass, it could be Empower Network, it could be My Lead System Pro, it could be NWC. It doesn't matter, guys. These formulas are straight across the board, right? And I can tell you this, from the stuff that we're going over tonight, I can guarantee you this. Chad Turner's business in the next 90 days, if he implements this stuff, is going to go completely vertical. Completely vertical, guys. Chad will go into a whole different ball game of income just from tonight's Millionaire Mentoring session. I can guarantee you that. Okay, guaranteed. Okay, so these are pre-enrollments. Now, you can do this in anything. Doesn't matter what it is. Okay, so let me try and find another send me the info. Okay, so here's another one. You can see it says, it talks about a little bit of blah, blah. It doesn't matter what this is. It's important for you guys to realize whatever the event is that you decide it's going to be is what it's going to be. This is piggyback marketing off of these fighter jets, because I'm saying get ready for Mach 1, right? So it says send me the info. How many people do we have here? There's 19 leads, and there is 1, 2, 3 more people that I'm going to be targeting on private chat to come into my business. Shane Butts, John Brayman, and Ivan Campbell. Plus, I got another 19 leads of people that have responded to that particular thing. What is this one? Send me the info. So look at this. These are pre-enrollments, guys. This is like getting pre-enrollments. Okay, so Shane Butts showed up twice. Kimberly Denise, Edgar Lugo, Adalia, Duke Smith, these are all people that are in the industry. It doesn't matter what your event is. You can have it anything, right? You could pretend that today is the very first day that you got into Empower Network and iPass. And you could create a countdown to some amazing launch event that's going to happen, right? That you just decided. So you don't have to be thinking that, just because you've been in Empower Network for X amount of time, that you're already in. Okay, because nobody knows that's out there in the world, guys. I want you guys to keep this in mind. You could literally say, I could do a post right now and go, OMG. Something big is coming here, guys, like I've never seen before. This is going to be unbelievable, right? If you're, I'm basically, here is what is going to go down. I'm taking 25 families under my wing, and I'm going to show them exactly what I did to have 8 $3,000 days and a $10,000 week. Just so you know, I used to be a waiter making $2,100 a month. If you're one of the people that wants to completely, totally change your life, hit me up on private message and say, send me the info. Now, what do you think's going to happen to Chad Turner's recruiting level where people think there's something massive coming? What is it? What is it? I don't know what it is. I want to be one of the people. I want to be one of the 25. I want to get under the wing mentorship. So what do? Send me the info. Hey, Chad, what do you got going on? What's this thing? I want in. So what you guys got to understand as a marketer, you need to create a tweak. You need to create a spin. You need to create something that is unique, something that's different, something that sets you from the pack, right? So here's an example. Let's say that Shirley right now came up with some bizarre thing. And I'm just throwing stuff out right now, guys, because I want you to understand about creativity, okay? So let's say that, I don't know, let's say that she takes a theme from like the 50s. So she goes into Google Images, and now she's got a theme from, you know, what's that one with John Travolta and, you know,
Grease.
Grease. Okay, Grease Lightning. Okay, so Shirley rolls out Grease Lightning, right? Guys, you know, I just landed on this unbelievable marketing strategy, right? And we're rolling out this thing, right? And it's called Grease Lightning. Buckle up, right? Get ready, fasten your seatbelts, because we're going to a whole different level. Okay, this is marketing, guys. That's called piggyback marketing. And now she's got some event where she's going to lead, and it's going to be called Grease Lightning, right? Take your business from 0 to, you know, whatever in, you know, X amount of time, right? Grease Lightning and the hot rod, all right? You know, from 0 to 60 reps in record time. You see how that works? So she's piggybacking off of Grease Lightning, and instead of 0 to 60 in 5 seconds, it's 0 to 60 reps in record time. And she's going to now be the leader that shares with you how to do it. Now, what is she going to do? Maybe she's going to talk about piggyback marketing. Maybe she's going to talk about the send me the info strategy that she just learned on Millionaire Mentoring. Maybe she's going to talk about special sauce. Maybe she's going to talk about not pitching and connecting instead. Family, occupation, recreation, motivation. And she's going to put a PowerPoint presentation together. She's going to call David and get a little PowerPoint, you know, thing made, right? With a little hot rod in the center with a Grease Lightning thing and, you know, whatever. I'm just throwing this stuff out because I thought of that off the top of my head. This is creativity. Right? Now, whatever you decide is the time for you where you're going to step into your power and step into your leader. This is how leaders think, guys. What can they do today that separates them from the pack? What can they put together that solves pain, solves problems, and connects people to their passion? How can they make this easy for the average Joe to go, oh my God, I can do this. I can become the attractor factor. I can become the product. I can get my phone ringing with incoming calls because this is really easy once you get the concepts. Most people don't explain it in this format, guys. They don't. They don't explain to people what they really need to do in order to become a seven-figure income earner, right? And if you want to be a seven-figure income earner and beyond, you're going to have to learn some new skills. You're going to have to roll up your sleeves and maybe learn a PowerPoint software program. You're going to have to throw your hat over the wall and do what Tracy did and do a compressed period of time where he did videos, right? Consistently doing videos, right? I think Debbie did 30 videos in 24 hours, and Gladys went on her video run, and Dan did 38 videos in I think 35 hours or something like that. But guess what happened? He had a breakthrough, right? That's what happens, guys. You go outside of your comfort zone, and bam, something happens, something shifts, and boom, everything makes sense. It's like the stars just align, and you go, oh, I can't believe it. It was there all along. I just didn't hear it this way before. All this time, it was all there. Does this make sense, guys? Shirley, does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's 100.
Fantastic. So, do you guys have some? Did you guys have some breakthroughs today here?
Yeah, you know, I think you really nailed it on what target marketing is, and I pretty much from this hangout it just told me that, you know, if you really know your value, then you won't lower the values that you give out just to match other people's low standards. So, props to you. That was great.
Awesome, awesome. Tracy, any breakthroughs today?
Yeah, I like the storytelling aspect. I need to make some more videos and just get my ass moving a little bit faster.
Fantastic, fantastic. Michael, any breakthroughs tonight?
Yeah, I just need to come up with some creative ideas off of for PowerPoint so I can use that for my Google Hangout. And then doing what you were doing on Facebook with the whole send me the info kind of thing, kind of leverage some stuff like that. So.
Okay. Now, one of the things I'm going to share with you guys here before we wrap up, okay? Don't feel in the beginning that you have to do this as a Lone Ranger, okay? So, you know, surely you could team up with Gladys, or surely you could team up with, you know, whatever, Debbie, or, you know, Michelle, or whoever, right? Don't feel, guys, that you have to do this all by yourself, right? You can do what I did. Now, keep in mind, guys, keep in mind, the people don't have to be on your team. Now, is Scott Rayleigh on my team? No. But he's in the product. So Scott does all the intro. He's actually the narrator. He's the host and the narrator, and he takes people through each one of the modules, and he tells them what they need to do and what stumbling blocks they might come up against, and how what he did, and when he this is an amazing story, guys. You might not even know this, okay? Before Scott started working with me and Todd, he was making around $10,000 a month, okay? Within 30 days of going through subconscious mind tapping, his income went from 10 grand to 33,000 in 30 days. That is a true story, right? That's why he's so excited about, you know, having that to give to the people so they can make money from it, from their own personal breakthrough. So what I want for you guys to understand, if you really get this, right, that this is a personal development model, and as you guys are having your personal breakthroughs, You can make money from your breakthrough. Do you understand that? You can make money from your personal development breakthrough, right? That's what I wanted to be able to hand everybody. Because before there was no way for anybody to make money from their personal breakthrough. You could talk about it, right? But you couldn't make money from it. Now you can make money from it, which is huge, right? So, here's the cool thing. Here's what I'm going to share with you. Todd Witherspoon is not even on my team, right? Neither of these people are on my team. So what you need to understand as a leader, what you need to understand when you are ready to say, it's time. Like, Shirley, you're ready to go, girl. I'm telling you what. Literally. You are so ready. You've been ready for the last 6 weeks, at least, okay? You just got to decide. You got to draw a line in that sand and say, it's my time, and I'm doing this, and that's it, period, right? And then you got to figure out what's your strategy. Okay, so if you want to link up and get your little posse, right, then get your little posse. They don't have to be anybody in our group. They can be somebody on another team. They can be somebody that you met at the Vegas event, right? Somebody that you gelled with. It doesn't matter, right? It's just a matter of saying, okay, here's what I do. Okay, I'll tell you my strategy. Before anything is even done, okay, I come up with a concept and I contact David. David starts branding it. I put it out on the internet, and I say, this is when we're going live. Stuff's not even okay. I actually force myself by saying it's launching this date, and this is what it looks like done. So I lasso the future into my reality, and I set a launch date, and now I work towards my launch date. So I've got a deadline. I don't have any choice. Certainly better be ready to go because I'm doing all my promotion for that launch date, right? So if I'm here, right, I better light a fire under my ass because I'm launching right here. I don't get, okay, let's make sure everything's all ready. We're not quite ready yet, guys. We better practice a couple times, right? Forget about it. I don't do that, guys, okay? You pick your path. You pick a name, you create a little brand, pick your launch date, and now you work with your team to get that thing done. Does that make sense? That's what peak performers do, guys, just so you know. If you want to be in that zone and you want to start making big money, there's a lot of stuff you guys learned on this this hangout tonight, okay, about pre-enrollments, buzz, creating something new, setting a launch date. There's a lot of people out there, just so you know, that have no idea, Shirley, that you're in iPass or Empower Network. And they don't even have to know. They don't have to know until you've given them value and they've met you as a person and they go, you know what? I really like this girl. Nobody's ever taught me this stuff before. Hey, Shirley, what company are you with? I want to work with you. You see the difference? Versus saying, my deal, my deal, my deal, my deal. How about my value? My value, my value. Right? Big difference in your strategy, guys. Right? Because if you're giving away your value up front for free, your value starts to go viral. How about that? Right? Now here was really something that was cool for me. Somebody called me on another team, and they just reached out and said, hey Darren, listen, I just want to say, thanks a lot for all the stuff that you do. I was actually on the phone with my iPass coach back to watch your videos. And I was like, holy crap, are you for real? They said, yeah, my iPass coach recommended that I watch your video on how to recruit new reps in 6 to 45 minutes. Right? The value is the important part, guys. It's not about pitching. So what can you do to take people out of their pain? Because people move away from pain towards pleasure. And if you're that gateway, guess what magically happens? They join your business, right? So guys, hopefully you got some value tonight. I'm going to wrap up right now. We went a little bit over time. I sometimes get carried away. Apologize for that, especially for Debbie, because she's about 4 o'clock in the morning there. So I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Debbie. But, you know, hopefully you got some great takeaways here for tonight. Guys, if you are just watching this for the very first time, I'm going to share this with you. If you become part of our team and you learn the science of getting rich and you learn quantum physics, I can tell you this, you will never, ever have to worry about money again for the rest of your life, and that, my friend, you can take to the bank. So you've got Darren Little here from the MLM Superheroes. I look forward to meeting you in person one day, and I look forward to seeing you at the top. Bye for now.